Okay. I wear clothes, mostly jeans and sweatshirts, for a couple hours, sometimes even days. And I don't want to put them in the laundry basket because I plan on wearing them again, and I don't want to get them dirty. But the clothes are also too dirty to put back in my drawers with all my other clean clothes. So lately I've just been putting the sweatshirts and jeans that I plan on wearing again on the floor next to my bed. It seems to be working, but sometimes I question if a better solution is out there. Maybe one day I'll find it.
So I guess that's why Peloton sales are rising, huh? People just kind of need a place to put those almost clean clothes on some furniture. You know, you don't want to put them on the floor, so maybe you get that Peloton bike. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But is anyone actually using these Peloton machines? I don't really get it. I don't really get the appeal of just sitting in your home and just sort of doing cardio by yourself in this like virtual world. It's crazy to me that we're a society that's okay with just sitting on our homes doing virtual workouts. I think we got to get back out there, man. Put those Pelotons away. Use them as coat hangers and almost clean hangers. I don't know. I'm very anti-Peloton. So anyway, tax season's coming up, and I happened to be stumbling upon my accountant's Facebook, and what did I see? I saw a picture of my accountant at a Bernie Sanders rally. A Bernie Sanders rally. So naturally, I had to fire this guy, right? I mean, I can't have my accountant being a Bernie Sanders supporter. I want an accountant to be the biggest MAGA hat wearing Trumper out there. If my accountant isn't out there chanting "build the wall," you ain't touching my books, bro. With that being said, I think there's a place in society for Bernie Sanders guys, If you're a Bernie guy, I want you pouring my coffee. Bernie supporters pour a phenomenal cup of coffee. They may give you a little attitude while they do it. They may ask you for a tip or so. But at the end of the day, a Bernie supporter they pour a mean cup of coffee. Like if you get a cup of coffee and it's got like a flower of cream in it, that person voted for Bernie Sanders, right? So it also got me thinking, like, how funny is it that like each political party candidate could have like a job associated with it. So like, you want a conservative accountant, you want a Bernie Sanders barista, and who do you want as a Joe Biden supporter? I think a Joe Biden supporter would make a perfect pilot. It's someone that doesn't ask a lot of questions, just follows the mainstream narrative, just does what they're told, puts their head down and get you from A to B and does a good job. That's a Joe Biden supporter. And that right there is the beauty of this country. Different jobs for different political affiliations. My electrician, on the other hand, this guy's out here talking to me about Q drops, and guess what? He does an incredible job with my electricity. And I'll tell you what, it is one heck of an entertaining conversation. With that being said, I used to be a progressive. I used to be a big Bernie guy. See, I've always sort of tried to live a life where politics doesn't matter to me. Like who the president is should not affect your day-to-day life. And if it does, you're probably doing something wrong. But nowadays, we can't take 2 steps out of our house without talking politics. Oh, wait, we're not allowed out of our house. But anyway, we can't take like 2 metaphorical steps on social media without talking politics. So anyway, back before the pandemic, the only issue I really cared about was healthcare. I think that healthcare should be a human right. I think that if you get cancer, you shouldn't be bankrupted and your family shouldn't be bankrupted because you got cancer. And I know that the pharmaceutical companies are out there saying things like, there's more money in the treatment than there is in the cure. That's how the pharmaceutical industries run, and I think that they should be punished. Kind of. Well, punished with Bernie Sanders anyway. But then, in the year of 2020, the government decided to take away my freedom. They told me that I could no longer work. They told me that I could no longer put food on the table for my family. They told me that I also couldn't support other people's small businesses. They told me that I could really only shop on Amazon and go to Walmart if I want goods. So now, I will vote for any politician who is willing to give me my freedom back. And don't get me wrong, I'm still not happy about it. I shouldn't be happy. We shouldn't be happy to get our freedoms back. We should just be deserving them back. And isn't it ridiculous that they've sort of made freedom a dirty word? Like, if someone says that they like freedom, you immediately think they're this like gun-toting, shoot 'em up hick. But that's not the case. Freedom is freaking great. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. You don't have to be a Trumper or a Biden guy or a Bernie guy to love freedom. Everybody as an American should love freedom. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Unfortunately, there are certain politicians out there that want us to have freedom and some that don't. So right now, I want my freedom back, and I will vote for any politician that wants to do that, regardless of how unsafe it is. Because guess what? Being a human is not safe. Driving cars isn't safe. You run a risk every single time you leave your house. And it's not up to another government to tell me what I can and cannot do. To quote Benjamin Franklin, any society that would give up liberty to obtain security will deserve neither and lose both. And now we're seeing all these New Yorkers moving to red states. We have Cuomo's the freaking real estate agent of the year out here because of how many people he sent away from his state. The liberals are just ruining their cities and coming down to the red states. And then, of course, they want to bring their liberal politics down there. So you basically ruin New York, you ruin your city, and then you're going to come down to the south to a red state and ruin that city. I think that if you're a Democrat and you move south because you're looking for freedom, guess what? You ain't a Democrat anymore, and you should not be voting Democrat, because I'll tell you what, you are going to ruin that state just like you ruined the state that you're originally from. Sorry, New York. You're dead. You're dead to me, New York. So I'm always catching flack from people because when asked about a book, I'll be like, yeah, I read that, but I don't actually read books. So later in the conversation, it'll often come out that I didn't actually read it. Instead, I listened to it on audiobook. And people just love calling me out for it. They claim that I'm not comprehending it if I'm not actually reading it myself. But secretly, I think they just know how miserable reading is, and they want other people to share in their misery. They're also just jealous that I can read a shitload of books because I do it at 2x speed while driving, grocery shopping, like living life, while someone who's actually reading a book has to sit in a dark room with a light on, like a freaking idiot flipping through pages. Let's face it. Reading sucks. Audiobooks are awesome. Yet most people tell me that I'm the one missing out for not actually reading. So the other day I was at a friend's house and I saw Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights, on the coffee table. And for the first time, I truly felt bad for my friend that they read this book. See, Green Lights is more than just a book. And you can only understand that from listening to the audiobook. The audiobook is actually more of a performance done by Matthew McConaughey itself, and it is just beautiful. He does voices for different characters. He changes his inflection. Some parts I laughed, some parts I cried. It's freaking awesome. Totally incredible. And I guarantee you, if you only read the book, you did not get even half as much out of it as I did. So if you want to read a book, read it. If you want to listen, just as good, if not better. But we have to stop book shaming people who listen to audiobooks. And here are some final thoughts. When you're on the highway cruising down and you suddenly get stopped in bumper to bumper traffic, you never know right away why there's traffic. But after enough time inching, you see more and more sirens, ambulances, paramedics, etc. And you realize there was an accident. And when you finally get up to the part where you can see the accident and break out of the traffic, you stay at that same slow traffic speed. You feel like you waited long and it sucked, so the least you can do is check out the accident. It's almost like a reward for waiting in the traffic that now at least you get to see the accident. And even though you don't have to continue to drive slow, you do. You drive slow because you want to get a good look at the wreckage. This is called rubbernecking, and we live in a rubbernecking society. Nobody wants to admit it, but we love violence and we love bad news. It's more exciting to see someone fail than succeed. And this is why news networks use the term, if it bleeds, it leads. Bad news makes our shitty lives look better in comparison, and it makes the wait almost worth it. But here is my challenge for you. Next time you're in traffic and there's an accident and you finally crawl up to the end of it and you're able to see the wreckage, don't look. Keep your head forward and drive straight and out of the traffic. Focus on yourself, your goals, and your own aspirations. Be part of the solution to end the traffic. Always looking forward, never back.